The CZNet Data Submission Portal, or DSP, is a tool created by the Critical Zone Collaborative Network to streamline CZNet data sharing and cataloging. In this video, we will cover the workflow for submitting data to a repository through the DSP and for registering a dataset in a non-supported repository. The URL for the DSP is contribute.criticalzone.org. Once there, you can log in using your OrgID or sign in with Google. If you don't have an OrgID, you can go to OrgID and create one here. Once you're logged in, there are both actions and resources available to you. We are going to assume this is your first time visiting the portal and you have come to submit data. Let's go to the Submit Data page. First, we will use the built-in tool to help us decide where to store the data we have come to submit. The DSP routes data to 3 different repositories: HydroShare, EarthChem, and Zenodo. We will step through the questionnaire, and at the end, you can see that it has recommended HydroShare for my data. To begin data submission, we can either hit Submit to HydroShare here, or go back to the Submit Data page and click HydroShare. Now I am looking at the metadata template. At the top is the content section where you can drag and drop your files. All fields that are labeled in red are required. First, you need a descriptive, human-readable title. If the data is site-based time series data, for example, include both the site name and the fact that it is time series data. The abstract is a longer, more detailed version of the title that puts the data you are sharing into context. It should include a description of the contents, mention the methods you used, and include the quality control level of the data. Next is subject keywords. The CZNet keyword is required. Next, use the subject keyword that is associated with your cluster. If you do not know it, check with your data manager or lead PI. After keywords is creators. There must be at least one, and name is required. You can add another creator by clicking the plus, or remove one by clicking the trash can icon. All of the following metadata elements are optional for use as needed. If there is geographic coverage associated with the data, add spatial coverage. If there is a time period associated with the data, add period coverage. If there is, for example, a paper or another resource associated with the data, add a related resource and include the relationship type and a link or DOI to the related resource. For funding agency, please include the relevant CZNet grant information. At the bottom, a citation will populate. You can either submit your resource from here or save it and it will appear in your submissions. From My Submissions, you can edit, delete, update, and view the resource in the end repository. Once the resource is complete, you can submit it. Any resource submitted through the DSP will also appear in the CZNet Cataloging and Discovery portal, which will be the subject of a future video. If you are submitting data to EarthChem because you have data derived from samples, the metadata template looks like this. Upload files at the top and specify a release date of up to 2 years from the date of submission, a title, abstract, data types, keywords, author, and spatial coverage. As with the other metadata templates, you can hit Save or Finish. Under the Resources tab, you can access the written Quick Start Guide, the repository recommendation guide we used earlier, and extensive data best practices. There are many reasons you might store data in a repository that is not one of the 3 supported here, but it is still important that CZNet data be cataloged. In that case, register the dataset with the DSP by going to Submit Data and selecting Register Dataset. You can register a dataset either in one of the supported repositories or one in an unsupported repository. The metadata template is familiar with a few differences. It contains a field to include a link to the dataset in the repository in which it is stored, and below, a field for the name of the repository and a link to it. As with data in a supported repository, you can hit Save and finish it later, or hit Finish to register the dataset. And that covers the basic data submission workflow in the Data Submission Portal.